What's up, everybody? We're back. Another new episode of Last Wave Podcast. If you're new here, we dive into topics like ghosts, UFOs, cryptids, conspiracies, so much more. Pretty much anything under the whole paranormal umbrella. And we're on a roll today with 3 episodes. Me and my co-host Buster.
What's up?
We're on our 3rd episode of today, and I think we are on to the topic of the end times and the apocalypse and what is coming. And I feel like, and I am going to need an answer, Buster, as to what you think is the most likely one.
Don't put me on the spot like this.
So, because I don't know either, though. It could be, it could be anything tomorrow.
Like literally, at this point in time, it's all up to speculation. Because it's just a matter of what happens first.
Yeah.
Because wind's always the factor in this dimension. So
yeah.
So it could either be a super volcano, which could encase the world in soot.
Right, which would be bad.
Thus causing probably weather phenomena.
Mm-hmm.
Probably freezing scenarios like day after tomorrow scenario.
Yeah, hopefully not that cold. I think.
Ironically, the Norse believed that their end of the world would end in like an eternal, endless winter.
So, maybe there's something to that then, because you got to rely on some of those old legends, at least a little bit. So, Ragnarok. There's always seems to be. It doesn't seem to be that we just go peacefully. But again, who knows? An asteroid could pop out. And this is going to be a very doom and gloom episode, probably. We're going to try to make it a little fun. But obviously, it's just a very interesting topic to talk about and to explore and to get other people's input on. And, feel free to comment down below. Hit us up on Facebook with whatever you think about this. And we'll reply pretty quick. So... it's a very interesting topic. I think there's a lot of talk about it today, just in the news and everything, just because everything tries to be more fearful. But there's been talk about it for every generation,
It's always like hell on earth.
Yeah, we're always close to the end,
mm-hmm. But what's crazy, man, like, this is probably the most feasible one now. They're either gonna open a black hole with CERN or a portal, and something's going to come through it, and then we're going to have to deal with that.
Yeah.
And it could be anything that could trigger all the
natural
earthquakes, and then on top of that, the plasma apocalypse.
Yeah.
So if it comes back, reanimates the dead, like apparently it would.
Yeah.
And we also get the motif of zombies. So all this shit could be happening at once. So if
that could be kind of cool.
If there's a portal opening, what kind of stuff comes through? Fallen angels come back.
Cthulhu.
Like,
the elder gods,
the old ones.
So you did touch on one thing that I think is extremely interesting, and that we've only really learned about maybe this year, is the plasma apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple different YouTube channels. I know one for sure, Jay Dreamers, does a lot of good work with this. But apparently, the story goes something along the lines of there will be a plasma energy event, which is ironic because we're talking about a lot of solar flares recently.
Synchronicities.
Yeah, synchronicities. It's like our last episode. And that some type of energy beam is going to come to Earth or from Earth, shooting into the atmosphere and through our atmosphere and ejecting huge amounts of plasma energy into the atmosphere, basically changing Earth in its entirety, changing the humans, changing the flora and fauna, possibly causing pole shifts, superpowers eventually. And this sounds absurd, and because if this is the first time you've ever heard of it, it does sound absurd. But if you go and actually research it and look into it, it's kind of wild. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it will. If it doesn't make you at least think, then I don't know where your mind's at, because there's all these old legends of the eye in the sky, the eye above, the all-seeing eye, grandmother spider from the Aborigines, and basically all of these. The theory says that all of these things are seeing that portal, that energy portal open in the sky, and that's what we see. And through that comes, you know, like, all kinds of stuff. We see. They think that's why some of those places in ancient Egypt and ancient ruins are like melted, kind of, but they look like they were in a nuclear fallout
because of the plasma
because
apocalypse.
of plasma strikes and stuff like that. And I mean, some of the ground will be rising up, some will be falling
They
down.
say in the Bible it said that mountains would be moved from their foundation.
Yeah, and I mean, it has to be a planet-wide event for something along those lines to really occur.
Happen at that magnitude.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying that very well could be the pole shift.
Yes, I think the pole shift is extremely likely. Just because
We're also very overdue.
We're also very overdue for a lot of things. But I think the pole shift is probably something that happens, and I don't know if it's caused by something or if it is the cause of something. But I think the pole shift definitely happens. You've seen it, like we have physical evidence because of mammoths that are flash frozen with like green stuff still in their stomach. I mean, that is. They're still unexplained. To like even to all the science today, we still don't understand exactly how that happens. So
eventually we're going to look back and there's going to be Walt Disney like just flash frozen.
Yep, it's just going to be in the future. It's going to be us flash frozen.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the plasma apocalypse I think is very interesting just because of all the legends you put together with that. We could definitely get hit by an asteroid, of course. That's always a possibility. Especially, you see stuff in the media today, like that movie "Don't Look Up." I think is what it was.
Yeah, Peel.
Yeah, it was one of those. It was
Key and Peel dudes.
No, I don't think it was the Key and Peele. No, it was actually like that, like a real movie. But it was like people trying to tell everyone.
Well, but did they not direct it?
They might have.
I think this.
I know they did.
One of them directed it.
They might have. But yeah, they basically these scientists had found an asteroid and were made.
Wait a minute, no,
joke.
I'm thinking of a different. I'm thinking of Nope. Never mind.
Yeah, you're thinking of Nope.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not that one. But that is actually that movie. Synchronicity.
Yeah.
Is what I've thought and what some people are saying is part of the plasma apocalypse. Because what happens during the plasma apocalypse is the atmosphere opens up in certain places, and you literally like get vacuumed out, and you see that a lot in that.
And then some say that right there is what would be the idea of the rapture.
Yes.
When people are like literally like lifted up and taken away.
Yeah, they say it could be part of the rapture like that. It could be anything of that nature. We don't know, and that's something that makes that very interesting. Because what is going to happen if something like that happens? What will happen? Will we get sucked out? Will everything? Will the ground start to liquefy? Nobody knows. So what other things you think might could happen?
I mean, shit. I don't know how much more I could elaborate. That was pretty broad, but
yeah. I mean, you've got all the end times things from different prophets like Nostradamus and what's the ones Baba Vanga, I think, and it talks more about more water and stuff, but
probably another great deluge.
A great deluge. And again, that you gotta take all of those things with a grain of salt because I've also heard a lot of them that are super generic. Like they'll have a great wall of water will crash upon them or something, and they're like, oh, that's clearly evidence for a tsunami that happened 70 years later. They clearly said that was going to happen, and it's probably not true. Like that's pretty exact.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to take those types of things with a grain of salt as far as what is actually going to happen, because none of us really know. But I do feel like something is probably coming. I know we all feel like that, and we talked about our last episode. We all feel restless.
Yeah, like I'm ready to explode on the inside. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy.
Our little nuclear fusions are like we got to go. We got to do something. But
Nuclear fusions.
yeah, I mean, it could be. We could all have gone to a different place. Okay, so there's this one theory, right? That something happened years ago, like in 2012, and that we went to like a catastrophic event happened, and that we went to another plane or another multiverse, like as one.
Like we shifted into a different timeline.
Yes, yeah, like as a whole, like a whole consciousness.
Like that alternately like saved us.
Yes, yes.
All right. I used to say that like the Great Awakening and the Great Reset are the same thing.
Mm.
So it's like the convergence of timelines.
It could be. It could be. With this timelines, man, I don't know. Ever since the Mandela effect a couple years ago, I don't know. Yeah, something's wrong, and something happened because nothing makes sense. Nothing makes common sense.
Everything's bonkers, man.
It is like the whole thing with California and them banning, which I know California doesn't make any sense anyway, but that's what I'm getting at. It is a fully fledged, run by adults state that should make common sense, but they ban the sale of gasoline cars. But then they're begging people right now not to turn their air conditioner on because their power grid's going to fail. Like, how are you going to charge these electric damn cars?
Because they're fucking idiots.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, something is internally wrong.
Unless they're doing it on purpose to see if they can get away with it.
Well, then, like, only the rich. Well, that's what I thought too. Is like maybe then, like in a couple years, only the rich are going to be able to have their cars because they'll be the only ones that can charge them. Everyone else is going to take the bus. Of course, there's always that that doom and gloom conspiracy, the rich versus us thing, which is
Snowpiercer.
Yeah, oh god, yeah, it's Snowpiercer. One thing I did want to mention, and I can't believe I keep forgetting it on these episodes, is I find it funny that the term "the media" is used like satirically, like as a joke.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the media, but it's actually legitimately true. Like, think about everything. Think about 80 to 90% of everything that you intake as far as information, visual, audible, everything is driven by media. I mean,
but we remember what media is.
What?
Media is the Grecian goddess of illusion.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I mean, see?
Yeah.
You see, I mean, it's there. It's just
painted
there.
Up in your face.
So, and I'm just seeing this. Did you see this earlier? Did Queen Elizabeth pass away? Did she die?
Oh gosh.
Somebody just texted me that.
Finally releasing the information is what they mean.
Maybe, yeah, because and I'm sorry, everybody. I literally just said somebody texted me that, and I swear somebody sent me this earlier. But that's pretty big world news right there. That'd be the death of Queen Elizabeth II. Yeah.
You know what that means? Things are about to start stirring.
Well, okay, so Queen Doctor's concerned for her master's health. Okay.
Who's next in line?
I don't know who is next in line for all this. Buckingham Palace announced Thursday, adding that Sorry, I was reading everybody.
This is some like straight Game of Thrones shit in real life.
Okay, so hold on. This story was that was posted this morning. Okay, never mind. I thought it said 40 minutes ago. Yeah, she's passed away. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know who will come. Charles. So Prince Charles will succeed Queen Elizabeth apparently.
Charles.
Yeah, I don't really. I think isn't he the one with the that likes the kids? I think that might be the one that likes the kids. Of course, they all do, but still. Well, there goes our video. That's gonna get taken down now.
Prince Charles?
Prince Charles. Yeah, that's what it says. Who will inherit the throne?
Did he not die already?
The Queen's eldest son? No.
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
probably not a good idea to even talk about it right now.
It probably isn't. Yeah, he's 73. So I mean, he was the. Oh, it's Charles Prince of Wales. Okay, I didn't. All right, so it is what it is. That's pretty interesting news today. That'll be able to date our episode, so we know what happened. But um, yeah. So we went over the end times. We talked about that a little bit. It's kind of a really broad topic. I just wanted to kind of bring it up and see what you thought. And I know the plasma apocalypse is something that is super duper interesting for both of us. But we're actually going to do something right now. We're going to take a break, and because I got to make a phone call. So we'll be back. For everybody else, it won't be but just a minute, and we'll be right back. What's up, everybody? We're back from the break. Thank you for sticking around with us. We're actually probably trying to do that on some of our longer episodes because we've been going for 45 minutes on some of these, and that's a lot of talking. If you've never recorded or done any kind of like podcasting before, that's a little wild to just chit chat. But back on the topic, we're going to stick on topic for a little bit longer for the end of days stuff. And I know we talked about the plasma apocalypse, and one weird thing about that is that's what some people say happened a long time ago, like pre-Adamite era, and that is where the legends of like giant ancient trees and things like that come from, and it like our atmosphere was way different. So that would also help explain how dinosaurs were able to survive to be so huge and so massive because our atmosphere was different, and it changes over time, obviously. So that is one thing that people think may have happened is that the plasma apocalypse happened, quickly changing the Earth, whether it be through atmosphere or actually on the ground changing, and it basically created a pathway for us to live. So that's pretty interesting, I thought. And again, I definitely think everybody should look up the plasma apocalypse. I think it's extremely interesting.
And Futurama even had a movie that was based off of it, which was very, very eye-opening.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of the full thing. I know it's called The Beast with a Thousand Backs or something like that. I haven't seen it in a long time. I love Futurama. Futurama is another one like The Simpsons. Futurama's got a lot of truth stuff. But I don't know what all them writers had like their hooks into, but man, they had a lot of stuff. They get a lot of stuff right. But one other thing I want to talk about is Planet X.
Yeah.
Nibiru.
Dimension Nibiru.
Yes, and I want to tie it in this thing called the Kolbrin Bible or the Kolbrin text, which is some ancient Egyptian texts and stuff. But it talks about this planet that has a 3,600 year long orbit, and that's where we get the idea for Planet X, right? From this elongated orbit. I'm sure you've heard about that, right, Buster?
Oh yeah, they call Nibiru the Wanderer, that which intersects.
Well, and they say that because the idea is that there was a planet where the Kuiper belt of asteroids and stuff is currently, and this massive, dense, much denser planet basically came through and wiped it out and destroyed it, and that's why we have that layer of rubble, more or less, right where the Kuiper belt is. And the Kuiper belt is also, pretty uniform, I guess you would say. So the theory is that is what keeps this planet coming around. Is basically shaves off some of them. Shaves off some outer asteroids every time it comes in, and either collects them or crashes into it, or it collects them and whips them around to
Flings
us.
them.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's what causes other life-changing events and life-ending events. And in the Egyptian mythology, the 10 plagues were thought to possibly be
have been caused by that.
Right, to have actually happened, but were caused by numerous disasters and things of that nature. They were more like a global event, like we were talking about earlier. Like you have this event causes this and this and this and this. But what I want to say though is, and I know we've talked about this before, just kind of like showing our nerd side a little bit, but the Warhammer 40K stuff. A couple of their books, and they have like, I don't know, 1,000 novels in their library.
Dude, Warhammer's stupid, bro.
But it's set in the far future if you're not an extremely nerdy person like we are. And it's just set in the far future, space marines, it's a lot of war and stuff. But one of their newer series that came out a couple years ago is called The Beast Arises. Okay? And what happens is humanity has always been at war with these various alien species, including orcs and these weird spider aliens, and it's a lot to go into. But basically, what happens in this series is like this old, ancient enemy of man, the orcs that they thought have basically died out. They find a way to port a moon, like a star destroying moon, like the size of a moon, like a planetoid, to teleport it across the warp or across space.
Yeah.
Into the atmosphere of whatever planet.
So does it just like open up like an asteroid right into
it just goes, it opens up. I mean, they're so massive they use gravitational weapons to, like, they pick up pieces of the planet and then shoot that piece back at the planet to destroy it, kind of stuff.
That's ridiculous.
It is, but let me tell you this. Before that planet arrives, because moving a whole planetoid through space is a massive undertaking, right? It's not like you're moving a ship, you're moving a moon.
No, that's like an entire like celestial body.
Right. So weeks or months ahead of time, there is changes on the planet, in the planet that this moon is going to go to. You have weird sounds in the sky. You have gravitational issues. You have plasma issues. You have everything that we are experiencing now. Changes in the atmosphere, changes in the energy waves, fluctuations. All because this body is going to come into our atmosphere. So it would make sense.
That's equilibrium.
It would make sense that there's possibly a large body that is coming towards us currently. And that's why we're seeing the things that we're seeing in the atmosphere. And it could also describe Nibiru, Planet X. The Destroyer is what it's called in the Colburn text. It could be all one thing. And the Warhammer 40K, I just think that's kind of like a Futurama thing. You have enough that you say about the future, eventually you're going to get something right.
Yeah.
But,
you're right.
I mean, it's a synchronicity. That book didn't come out, at one of the earlier ones. It came out, 3 or 4 years ago. It came out right, in this time frame where these things are happening.
Make it relevant,
Yes. So again, that's always very interesting to me. But yeah, that's really the last part of the end times thing. Is I like the threads that tie the whole planetoid thing together. Obviously, that would be very terrible if an actual planet came into our solar system and our atmosphere, and
let's hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, there's better ways to go.
But then again, like, it'd be pretty well quick, I'd imagine.
It'd be quick, and it would be like awesome. It would to witness a whole planet going by. And
well, like literally, it's like, did you ever watch 2012 when Woody Harrelson was just like,
just stand up on the mountain, letting it go.
I mean, like that. What else? What are you gonna do? What else are you gonna do?
There's not much chance. And if Yellowstone goes off, or other supervolcanoes, because we've had a lot of volcanic eruptions and stuff. And again, gravitational issues.
Mm-hmm.
The Earth is being pushed and pulled and moved, and we're seeing all this solar flare stuff. So we're seeing the northern lights all the way down into like Michigan and Ohio. I mean, there's something's going on, whether it be CERN or whether it be something natural. And CERN will never make sense to me.
No.
That is massive undertaking.
I think it literally is a Stargate.
It's got to be. There's something behind it. It's not just, well, we just want to see what happens. And because CERN is like its own entity too. It's not like owned by a country. And the fact that they could just do that, and they're just doing it just to see what happens. You don't just spend that money and time just to see what happens.
No, that doesn't make no sense.
Yeah.
I mean, well, then again,
But
that might be the cover.
We've looped back around to the beginning, and nothing is making sense. But the whole crux of it, nothing makes sense. So when we get to an evolution, maybe that's when things will make common sense.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
But once we get to the tipping point and everybody's able to truly wake up,
Mm-hmm.
like that's when we'll be able to understand. And then it's going to take some time.
It will. It'll take time. Obviously, it has taken plenty of time already. But let's see. We're pretty much all right. So that's pretty much all the topics I had for end of day stuff. And I know we can do we just do a little freestyle chat for the rest of the show. If anybody wants to stick around, please do. We're gonna get in some interesting stuff, I'm sure. Let's see. Oh man. So if anybody has not seen it yet, I know it's getting more popular, but this AI artwork stuff.
AI
AI artwork, bro, is so amazing. I mean, it's probably not amazing, but it is amazing.
Intriguing.
Yeah, it's very intriguing. So what it is you use this site to find out, or not to find out, but you insert words, and it gives you a picture. This AI thing gives you a picture
Based off of the algorithm of the words.
Yes.
Huh.
So what it does, and you can type in anything. Like I typed in, oh man, I'll show you later. So I'll try to post this on our Facebook page, and we'll see what happens. We'll see if it gets on there. But I just used the title, "Beautiful Germanic Barbarian Woman with an Axe in One Hand." It was a perfect picture. It was a perfect picture, and I am not shitting you. It's a perfect picture.
I'll be damned.
It's just from words in an AI algorithm. That's what happens. It's crazy. But you can also, I use it to do stuff like obviously end of time stuff and research. Like it's an AI. You can ask it, what do you want from us? What is coming for humankind in the next however many years, and it gives you some pretty crazy pictures. If you do follow us on Facebook or some other places, Twitter and stuff like that, you may have seen some of the stuff I posted. It looks crazy. I mean, it's really amazing, and I don't know if that's good. I assume it's not too bad, but it's kind of cool just to use for art. Oh, look, I do have it. All right, so I will post this on Facebook. But I mean, you're because you've seen some of the pictures,
Yeah,
right?
they're pretty gnarly, dude.
Okay, look at this. Tell me that's not just a damn painting.
Yeah, I mean that's like spot on.
It's crazy. It's never done anything like that. Like it gives weird ethereal pictures.
But that's the thing, is it not? It's learning from that.
It could be learning,
It's learning.
Buster, and that's what's scary.
Yes, I know.
It could be learning. What do we want to see?
It's learning. It's learning how to comprehend what a human is. It is learning as it is being. We are programming the definition of ourselves to this thing.
Powerful.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Well,
because
that's why I'm scared of it, even though it shouldn't be. But I know the power. I know we are playing with fire.
Yeah. We very much are. I mean, it, it could do anything. And then we had that. What was it, a couple months ago, where Elon Musk was trying to buy Twitter or whatever, and then he wanted to attach his AI to it so it could learn or what what have you. Or that was one of the theories is why he wanted to buy it so we could attach an AI to it. But we only have to look at the Marvel movies when Age of Ultron, one of the Avengers movies. I think Ultron was hooked up to the internet for like a day and decided we all needed to die.
Yeah, I mean that's
like,
not hard. I mean it's like it knows based off of like our algorithm that we are a plague to ourselves.
yeah, I mean we literally 100% are. So I don't know. AI is the one thing that I can almost 100% assuredly say is going to go wrong. Like we could get hit with an asteroid, we could have some kind of plasma event. We are most definitely likely going to have a problem with AI. So Buster showed me a meme right now about how bad social media is, and it makes sense. You know, it's a an algorithm designed to maintain your attention by learning from your behavior and mirroring back that which you consciously or not captivates you. So let me tell you this. I just heard this yesterday. Uh, if you want to do well on TikTok, look sad or have a sad demeanor in your videos because the algorithm promotes negative stuff. Like I was like,
Oh yeah, the you talking about TikTok?
yeah, yeah,
No,
or
no, that's
it was either
that's
TikTok or
Chinese
Instagram.
MK Ultra, man.
Well, like I knew that they had the Chinese algorithm differences, like they promote stuff, but I didn't know it was like that deep. To where like if you have a somber tone and you're more serious and all this stuff, that your videos will be promoted more because they're actively promoting things that will make you feel bad or that you think would make you feel bad, which explains a lot of the videos because they got like that like back piano tone, in the background.
The fear porn.
Yeah, and like it's meant to make you feel a certain way, even if they're giving you good information. Um, but that's how they get. That's how it promotes.
See, like that's how it's weaponized.
Exactly, it's weaponized in that way too. Well, because if you look at what we do to nations, there's a theory that where I don't know what the name of the theory is, but you basically send in stuff to weaken the nation for a couple years,
no,
like soy milks,
it's
stuff
Sun
like
Tzu.
that. Huh?
Sun Tzu.
Sun Tzu, yeah.
Art of War.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
the easiest way, like the point of that book, is the art of being able to destroy your enemy without even seeing them.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean and if you look at our country as it currently is, I mean we're being destroyed.
And I mean, it's straight out of the book.
Yeah.
Like like they plant a seed, the idea, the corruption grows, the attrition, like the subjugation, the sedition, and then what becomes sedition becomes revolution, and that can be the carrot on the stick. You know, that could be manipulated by social and cultural warfare, which is just psychological at best, And once it's carried, as we said the other day, spelling into the wind, and it's picked up by these targeted ears, who can slowly manipulate their opinions, which I'm just like making a bunch of words make sense for.
I was like, dude, that is one hell of a stream of thought you just went on.
Yeah, but all that is this mass media manipulation.
Yeah, and well, everything you said just made sense, and again, that's what makes it wild. That again, the term "the media" was made satirical by the media, but when you look at it, everything we take in, except for things like this, like our podcast or Mother Nature, is propaganda from someone.
External programming.
Yeah.
And then that's why they're making us so focused on the outer space that we are neglecting to reflect on the inner space.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we find the answers, is inside, rather than being influenced by outside forces.
Yeah, I highly agree. I think that puts it very succinctly and very, very positively. I think that's probably a good place to end it for today.
What are we looking like?
Well, it's we're about 20 minutes for this, so we're about 40 minutes total with the first one. After the break, I think, because before the break we were about 17 minutes. So I don't know. Is there anything else you want to cover in the last few minutes? Anything we got to touch on? Modern news.
So what is what's the newest? No, we ain't gonna talk about it.
Oh no, we can't. we can't talk about any anything of about any kind of sickness. We can't do that. So we get flagged.
Can't get into any kind of. Yeah, I got a fever.
Yeah.
The only prescription is more Total War Warhammer.
All right, everybody. I think that's gonna do it for us today. We're officially tapped after multiple episodes of recording.
Well, yeah, we are exhausted.
Yeah.
Spent.
But we've had fun. We've enjoyed it, and we thank you for joining us. And we'll catch you on the next episode.
On the flip, y'all.